Joy Behar tries to understand RHOBH's latest feud on The Weekend View. The View is changing things with an extra weekend show called The Weekend View, which will include more reality television news and other hot topics for fans. Adding more reality television show topics is one way The View tries to stay relevant after an intense political season that turned many off. Joy Behar, the lead moderator on the weekend edition of The View, while Whoopi Goldberg is off, may need to binge some Real Housewives shows to catch up on the news. Earlier in the week, the ladies discussed the RHOBH season finale and the mean girl behavior on the show, and now they are talking about another Bravo show. On the new weekend edition of The View, The Weekend View, the ladies discuss another of Bravo's shows, RHOBH. Joy took a bit to get up to speed. Joy asked the ladies a typical girl code question about breaking off communications with a girlfriend's ex, a subject currently on RHOBH as Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley feud. Joy Behar does not watch RHOBH, and it shows on The Weekend View. Joy introduced the subject of Kyle and Dorit's fighting over Kyle, who is messaging Dorit's estranged husband, Paul P.K. Kemsley. Season 14 of RHOBH centers around this feud between Kyle and Dorit. Those of you not versed in the RHOBH, whoever you are, here is the feud of the week. Began Joy as she began to butcher Dorit's name, trying to make it funny how she has since she was a child. Watching Joy not knowing who Kyle or Dorit are on RHOBH showed that she may never have watched an episode of the popular show. As Monsters and Critics has reported, this season is a bore fest and needs a change-up to keep it exciting. Still, Joy wanted to discuss the girl code and what to do in this situation. The other ladies, Sarah Haynes, Anna Navarro, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, commented on the topic, almost agreeing that women should side with their girlfriends and stop communicating with their exes. Sarah shared the controversial time when one of her longtime girlfriends got divorced. She sent a message to the husband as a goodbye, giving their relationship some closure. Since the ladies are doing segments about RHOBH and now RHOBH on The View, maybe they need a Real Housewives boot camp to catch up. The looming TikTok ban kicks off The Weekend View. The ladies decided to start The Weekend View off with the subject of TikTok and the upcoming ban. Joy discussed the 100 million Americans who use TikTok and what would happen if it's banned. Even Bethany Frankel is speaking out about the proposed ban, telling everyone it will be all right either way. Joy Behar adjusted her glasses and leaned forward on the bright, modern set of The Weekend View, her weekend special that blended hot topics with her signature sharp wit. It wasn't every day that a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills feud became national discourse. But then again, this wasn't any ordinary feud. The latest drama had erupted into such chaos that even the most casual viewer couldn't escape its gravitational pull. Joy was determined to get to the bottom of it, even if it meant braving the labyrinthine alliances and betrayals of Beverly Hills. "All right, folks," Joy began, brushing her auburn hair back with a hint of theatrical flair. "Let's talk about the Real Housewives nonsense that's got everyone buzzing. Kyle, Dorit, Teddy, Erica, the whole gang are at each other's throats again. Can someone explain to me how we got here? Because I'm lost." Sunny Hostin, seated to her right, chuckled knowingly. "Oh, Joy, it's not that complicated. Kyle Richards is in the middle of it, as usual. This time, it's about, let's see, accusations of loyalty betrayal, cryptic Instagram posts, and charcuterie boards." Joy blinked. Charcuterie boards. Sarah Haynes, perched at the end of the table, nodded earnestly. Yes, it all started at Sutton Strack's wine tasting event. Dorit brought this massive charcuterie board, but Kyle's new friend, Annabelle, a decorator or something, said it was pedestrian. And Dorrit overheard. It spiraled from there. Joy threw her hands up. This is what rich people fight about. Pedestrian cheese. Where I come from, if you bring cheese, you're a hero. Sunny smirked. It's not just about the cheese, Joy. It's what the cheese represents. It's always about the underlying issues. Oh, please, Joy retorted. It's about egos. Plain and simple. These women, and I'm saying this with love, they'd argue over the temperature of ice cubes if it gave them a storyline. Hannah Navarro chimed in, her voice brimming with humor. Joy, you've got to admit, it's entertaining. Where else do you see millionaires screaming at each other about friendship dynamics while wearing designer gowns? That's my problem, Joy exclaimed. They're grown women. Why can't they just talk it out, like adults? Sunny raised an eyebrow. You mean like we do on this show? The table erupted in laughter. Joy waved her hand dismissively. All right. Point taken. But I still don't get why this Annabelle person is involved. Is she an actual cast member, or is she one of those friend of types? Sarah flipped through her notes. Friend of. But she's apparently very close to Kyle right now, which is rubbing Dorrit the wrong way. You know how territorial these friendships can get. Oh, I know, Joy said dryly. I've been on this show long enough to understand territorial. Anna leaned forward, mischief glinting in her eyes. Joy, if you were on Real Housewives, whose side would you be on? Kyle's or Dorrit's? Joy scoffed. Neither. I'd be the one sitting back with a martini, telling them all to get over themselves. And then I'd leave halfway through the season. Too much drama. The audience laughed and applauded. Sunny, ever the analyst, steered the conversation back. But seriously, Joy, this feud is really about more than charcuterie. It's about alliances shifting. Kyle's been spending less time with Dorrit and Erica and more time with this new group, including Annabelle. Dorrit feels abandoned. Ah, so it's a classic case of jealousy, Joy said, nodding. I've seen this play out before. One friend gets a new bestie, and suddenly the old bestie feels left out. High school stuff. Sarah smiled. Exactly. Except instead of passing notes in class, they're throwing shade on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, Anna interjected, have you seen the posts? Dorrit shared a picture of a charcuterie board with the caption, pedestrian, more like perfection. And Kyle responded with a picture of her and Annabelle drinking wine, captioned, some friendships age like fine wine. Joy rolled her eyes. Passive-aggressive social media posts. The digital version of a slap. It's strategic, Sunny pointed out. These posts keep the fans engaged. Everyone's picking sides in the comments. Joy leaned back in her chair, exasperated but amused. And that's the genius of these shows, isn't it? They get people so invested in these petty dramas. Meanwhile, the cast is cashing their checks and laughing all the way to the bank. Anna grinned. Maybe you should start your own Housewives franchise, Joy. The Real Housewives of daytime TV. Joy laughed. Oh, can you imagine? I'd be the one yelling at everyone to stop yelling. And then I'd throw my own charcuterie board just to prove a point. Sunny chimed in. We'd need a tagline for you. Something like, I'm not just shark-tongued, I'm sharp-witted. Or Anna added, I slice through the drama, just like I slice my cheese. The table dissolved into laughter again, with Joy shaking her head. All right, enough about me. Back to Beverly Hills. What's the end game here? Are Kyle and Dorrit going to make up? Or is this the feud that ends their friendship? Sarah hesitated. It's hard to say. These feuds can last for seasons, but they always seem to find a way back to each other eventually. usually after a tearful dinner or a dramatic reunion. Sunny nodded. And let's not forget, these shows thrive on conflict. Even if they make up, there'll be another feud right around the corner. So it's a never-ending cycle, Joy mused. Like a soap opera, but with more glitter. Anna leaned in conspiratorially. Joy, you're starting to get it. Welcome to the fandom. Joy shook her head with a grin. Oh, don't get used to it. I've got enough drama in my life without adding Beverly Hills to the mix. But I will say this, if there's one thing these women know how to do, it's keep us talking. And for that, I'll give them credit. The audience erupted in applause as the segment wrapped. Joy leaned back, smirking. She still didn't fully understand the world of Real Housewives, but one thing was clear. It was pure, unadulterated entertainment, and she couldn't entirely look away.